Hello students, I have already uploaded the videos in regard to the causes for the rise of Indian national movement as well as the role of moderates and extremists is concerned. Now I am going to upload Gandhian era, which is considered as the third phase of the Indian national movement. In the Gandhian phase, the three important events took place. Those three important events were non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and the third one is Quit India movement. Now all the three movements are very popular in the Indian national movement history is concerned. I have given the explanation. I am attaching the explanation also. Go through the explanation, listen to the explanation for once, twice and thrice. Hope you'll understand the topics. Thank you. All the best. Yeah. In the last video, I have given you information about moderates and extremists. That is the starting two phases of the Indian national movement. Today, I would like to tell you Gandhian era. Now, before going to the Gandhian era, did moderates achieve success? Did extremists achieve this success? Means the answer is no. Why? Because we could not be able to get the freedom. And looking into the failures of the two phases, the new era has come, that is nothing but Gandhian era. Now, why did Gandhian era has come into the existence? What was the reason for the Gandhian era? I have to explain this, then I'll get back to the topic. I mean, in the history, that is in the year of 1919, when British government, that is, passed an act called Rowlatt Act. In Rowlatt Act 1919, they passed a power, they have given a power to the police to detain anyone without any reason. So, taking the advantage of this act, the British police personnel started arresting, the Indians. And this act was resisted by the people of the Punjab more. I mean, every Indian has done, but a movement has started in Punjab. Now, what happened in Punjab? In Punjab, when people were protesting against the Rowlatt Act, General Dyer ruthlessly entered into the meeting hall where the Punjabis were conducting the meeting against the Rowlatt Act, and Dyer given the orders to fire the people who were in the meeting hall. Literally, people were killed. They closed the doors of the meeting hall and they started firing. Literally, people, lost their lives. People lost their life, and the cruel act of General Dyer made Gandhiji, touched. And Gandhiji this time wanted to take the responsibility of getting into the national movement. That's how he started entering into the national movement in the year of 1920. Now, there is no need for me to tell you the introduction to the Gandhiji, because we all are Indians. We know what Gandhiji is, what is his ideas, what is his philosophy, what is his principles, what is his, the act is concerned. Everybody knows it. So, not going to the introduction to Gandhiji, we are here to discuss about the important movements in the Gandhian era. Now, this is what is a little introduction. Everybody knows much introduction than this, but I gave only a small introduction related to the topic. Gandhian phase is considered as the last phase of the Indian national movement. He played a crucial role. He adopted a unique methods like protest, and he was very successful in creating all sections of people in Indian society. That is the beauty of Gandhiji. All sections of the people started uniting for the call given by Gandhiji. And what are the important programs which are taken place in Gandhian era? Non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, Quit India movement. Non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and Quit India movement. So let us study the first one called non-cooperation movement. Now, as I told you, this movement has come as against the mass killing of the innocent people in Jallianwala Bagh in Punjab. Just now I told you, why did Gandhiji came and what was the reason for him to go for non-cooperation movement is because of the massacre which has taken place in Jallianwala Bagh in Punjab. So this made Gandhiji, enter into the national movement, and he started getting into the movement with the new techniques is concerned. So why did he enter? He entered as against the mass killing of the innocent people in Jallianwala Bagh in Punjab. Now, when non-cooperation movement has started, it underwent two programs, positive programs and the negative programs. What are the positive programs? What are the negative programs? Let us discuss it here. Positive programs were use of Swadeshi. not Videshi. Use of Swadeshi. Every Indian has to use Swadeshi goods. Second one, I mean, the Gandhiji raised 1 crore rupee to implement the activities of non-cooperation movement. Third one, when we want to go for Swadeshi, how can we weave our clothes, for which Gandhiji started distributing 20 lakh charkas to unemployed youth. And Gandhiji strongly demanded that the Indians has to formulate and implement our own educational policy. Indians have to formulate and implement Indian national policy. And you have to set up, the Congress legislature bodies in place of British legislature bodies. So these are the 5 positive programs which was undertaken in the non-cooperation movement. Let us discuss about the negative program. And negative program, there are the 5 negative programs which is there on your screen. Every Indian has to boycott foreign goods. Every Indian has to renounce, give it up. Renounce is nothing but give it up or giving up or returning back. To renounce British titles. Boycott. Every Indian has to boycott British courts, elections to the Legislative Council, and resigning the membership of the local bodies. Indians have to resign from the membership of local bodies, and every Indian has to abstain from the government-sponsored meetings. So this is what, the negative programs of the non-cooperation movement. But when did the movement came to an end? The movement came to an end when a sad, violent incident took place from Indians' point of view. What was it? There was a village in Chauri Chaura of Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. I repeat once again. There is a village called Chauri Chaura of Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh, wherein the people who were involved in the movement burnt a police station itself. While burning, people have burnt 23 policemen, including 1 sub-inspector. Police personnel means obviously they belong to British only. So the people who involved in the movement, somehow knowingly or unknowingly, they burnt 23 police personnel, including 1 sub-inspector. Apart from that, the innocent civilians, 3 innocent civilians also lost their lives. Now this made Gandhiji, feel that, the movement is, the non-cooperation movement is going in a sidetrack. So what did Gandhiji said? Gandhiji called off the meeting. Gandhiji called off the non-cooperation movement. So that's how non-cooperation movement has come to an end. Hope you all understood. In the final exam point of view of intermediate, this can be asked in 5 marks. How they'll ask you, write about non-cooperation movement only they will ask. Hope you all understood this. Yeah. Now, just now you heard about Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement. You just heard. Now, let us talk about the second movement also of Gandhiji, where he called for a civil disobedience movement. Now, what is civil disobedience movement? In the first year, you know the meaning of civil. Civil is nothing but civil is nothing but citizen. Disobedience, not to obey. So, citizens should not obey the British government or the British officers or the British courts or the British orders. So, citizens has to disobey the Britishers. That is what is the main motto of this movement. So this is nothing but civil disobedience movement. Now let's discuss about the civil disobedience movement of Gandhiji. When did it took place? To be frank, when did it took place? From 1930 to 1934 it has taken place. Civil disobedience movement was taken place between 1930 to 1934. Now when you see from 1930 to 1934, what was the main program in civil disobedience movement? The main program was salt satyagraha. Everybody knows salt satyagraha. Telugulo manamu uppu satyagraham antamu. The salt satyagraha was a famous program in civil disobedience movement which was called by Gandhiji. Now what did he do in salt satyagraha? Very simple. Gandhiji along with 78 supporters marched 240 miles from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, a remote village. See, when you talk of what to say, what was the main program of civil disobedience movement was Salt Satyagraha, in which Gandhiji, along with 78 supporters, marched 240 miles from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. Now, 240 miles they marched with 78 supporters. He marched. Why did he do this? He went to, Dandi village, and where Gandhiji started preparing the salt. Now, why Gandhiji came all along from 240 and, prepared our own salt is to break the salt laws here. To break the salt laws, which was imposed by the British government. So, what is the salt law? See, government started imposing taxes on salt also, which is very, very ridiculous. Why I'm calling ridiculous is because when you see the Indian map, the three sides when you see, that is, one side you have Arabian Sea, other side you have Bay of Bengal, south you have Indian Ocean. Means what? India has got a longest sea coast, and with the support of the sea coast, with the help of the sea coast, the advantage is we can able to manufacture, more and more salt. But where you get more salt, where you have the resource to get more salt, over that salt itself, Britishers started imposing taxes, which Gandhiji did not like it. The attitude of the Britishers over the salt laws made Gandhiji march 240 miles from Sabarmati to Dandi village and prepared our own salt to break the salt laws. And after this incident which was taken place in the year of 1930, in 31-32, people started getting the national consciousness. Every Indian started getting national consciousness. And later Gandhiji was arrested, and when when Gandhiji was arrested, people voluntarily organized hartals, picket, boycott Swadeshi. See, when Gandhiji was arrested, no one called for hartals, no one called for picketing, no one called for boycotting, but people, they themselves came voluntarily, involved in hartals, picketing, and boycott and use of Swadeshi. So this is one of the important movement of disobedience movement is concerned. Next one. What is the next? Let us discuss. When people started organizing hartals, picketing, band, boycott, British government felt that, what did British government felt? British government felt that the need to involve Congress in a roundtable conference. British government has organized a roundtable conference. In that roundtable conference, 3 roundtable conferences were held, and it is there on your screen. The 3 roundtable conference was held. In the 3 roundtable conference, Congress did not attended the first roundtable conference. And in the second roundtable conference also, Indians were not showing any interest, but Britishers were showing that, yes, India should participate in this meeting. So they convinced Gandhiji to attend the roundtable conference. The roundtable conference was attended by Gandhiji. Here you can see the roundtable conference where Gandhiji is sitting. So Gandhiji participated in the second roundtable conference in the while the civil disobedience movement was going on. And after discussion, there was an agreement between Gandhiji and Irwin, or Irwin, however you pronounce. So after the roundtable conference, there was an agreement between Gandhiji and Irwin, in which, British government said that, okay, we will try to release the political prisoners and return their property. That's how the movement has come to an end. So hope you all understood about the civil disobedience movement. What is the civil disobedience movement? And the citizens to disobey the Britishers. And what was the famous program in the civil disobedience movement? Salt Satyagraha is the main. What is the Salt Satyagraha? Gandhiji marched from Sabarmati to Dandi village, covering 240 miles with 78 followers. Now, why did he do all these things? In order to manufacture our own salt and to break the salt laws which was imposed by the Britishers. So this can be Dandi March. This is called as Dandi March. This is called as what march? In a Dandi March. And this Dandi March can be asked in 2 marks from the final exam point of view. And after the Dandi March, British government organized 3 roundtable conference in which Congress has boycotted the first roundtable conference. Second roundtable conference, where they convinced Gandhiji to attend, and when Gandhiji attended, Gandhiji made an agreement with Irwin, or there was an agreement called Gandhiji-Irwin Pact is concerned on 1931 March. In that pact, Britishers have said, those who were arrested under the civil disobedience movement, we will be releasing them and we will return them with the property. And that's how, the civil disobedience movement came to an end. Hope you all understood about the small information about the civil disobedience movement. Yeah. And the last movement of the Gandhian era was Quit India movement in 1942. Now, before going to the Quit India movement, the text matter is there on your screen. If you read, maybe you lose the introduction background why the Quit India movement has come into the existence. So instead of showing your attention towards the screen, show your attention towards my lecture is concerned. Hope you can able to understand. See, civil disobedience movement came to an end in 1933-34. It has come to an end. Now, when it has come to an end in 1935, Britishers have appointed, or Britishers have enacted an act called Government of India Act 1935, in which, what did they do in this act? They wanted to introduce a package of constitutional reforms. They want to give some constitutional reforms package to Indians. And what happened? Subsequently, elections were held in 1937. And when elections were held, out of the 11 provinces, 7 provinces were won by Congress itself. So 1937, when there was an election, out of the 11 provinces, 7 provinces were won by Congress itself. Now, in 1939, what happened? The Second World War has been started. And when Second World War has been taken place, England was also part of Second World War. This I told you earlier. England was also part of Second World War. And what did they do? It made India involved in the war without consulting Indians itself. See, what a bad manners they have. What a bad culture they have. England participating in the Second World War, no one has got any issue. But without taking the permission of the Indians, Britishers made Indians to participate in the World War. How can they do this? So this attitude of the Britishers made angry. Now, what was the Britishers' version? The British government came out with a certain proposal in 1940, and Cripps' proposal. What did they said? What was Stafford Cripps said? Stafford Cripps said that England will be given a full dominion status after the end of the war is concerned. Now, what is this particular mean? What does it mean? See, first and foremost, without consulting Indians, they made Indians into a part of the World War. Moreover, in 1940, Sir Stafford Cripps is coming out and telling that after the war, we'll give you freedom to Indians. Now, what sort of a blackmail politics the Britishers were doing, everyone can analyze. So, this attitude of the Britishers did not liked by the Indians as well, but as a leader of the national movement, Gandhiji took the charge of organizing the Quit India movement in 1942. In those days, there was no electronic media, but look at the crowd, how they gathered. Now, Quit India movement, which was there, started in 1942. CWC, Congress Working Committee, under the ideas of Gandhiji, gave a call for Quit India movement on 8th August 1942. And this was considered as the last movement in which Gandhiji gave a slogan called Do or Die. Gandhiji gave the slogan as Do or Die. I mean, Telugulo Cheppalante Vijayamo Veeramaranamo. This is what is the slogan of Quit India movement. When Gandhiji gave such a call, generally Gandhiji never demands anyone to die. But here he said that either we have to do it or we have to die it. సాధిస్తే విజయం సాధించాలి లేదా మరణిస్తే దేశం గురించి మరణించాలి. This is what is a slogan given by Gandhiji. When such a slogan was given by Gandhiji, the immediate effect was arrest of Gandhiji in 1942. When Gandhiji was arrested, all sections of Indian society unhesitatingly, without any hesitation, responded to Gandhiji's call, and whereas where large-scale demonstrations were held, nationwide processions were made, demonstrations were taken place, hartals were taken place, strikes were taken place, protests were taken place, and later, after 2 years, Gandhiji was released in the year of 1944. So this is how the Quit India movement came to an end. Movement has come to an end, but maybe it has come to an end, but over the Britishers, they had a feeling that yes, now it's time for the Indians to enjoy their liberty, and it's time for the Britishers to leave India. The ideas have stuck into the British mind, and they started preparing for the freedom of India. So this is what is about Quit India movement, Nana. Hope you all understood. From the intermediate point of view, Quit India movement can be asked in 2 marks. Now we have studied about 3 topics, Nana. One is non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, Quit India movement. Combinedly, they can ask in 10 marks and 5 marks. But in 2 marks, they'll ask you Quit India movement. In 5 marks, they'll ask you non-cooperation movement. Hope you all understood the topics. Go through the topic, listen to the topic again and again. You'll understand the topic. All the best to you. God bless you all.